right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to Sink the Bismarck Adventures on the High Seas with me, your host, Wolf190D. Anyway, uh, we left off on the campaign. We were starting to push for war with France. Our But anyway, I think I've given you enough time to read that quote from Vice Admiral Maximilian von Spee, who was actually the Graf Spee was named for. The German pocket battleship that was running around the Atlantic prior to World War. Yeah, prior. Yes, prior. Sorry, good grief, prior to World War II. But anyway, on with the regularly scheduled program. Though I say regularly scheduled loosely because I was supposed to start about 20 minutes ago. I'm running a little behind today, but that's all right. So, anyway, we left off. We're pushing our relationship with France to the brink of war. We do have a couple of new battleships. The new battleship class, the Kaiser Wilhelm II, being built. They're in progress. We're 8 months away from the first of those, and we did slightly alter the design. We took away one of the twin turrets and gave it some more engine power, basically. Yeah, actually, the engine power is about a thousand more horsepower. It's going to have much better range. So the Wittelsbach is going to be more of a ship that's going to kind of just be out and protect harbor, though those guys are out right now threatening the ports in France, right here in Le Havre. So anyway, what's going to happen with this? Don't know. We'll see. All right. Oops. Okay. I don't want to do. There we go. All right. So anyway, um, we're not upgrading the shipyards just yet. I decided to let my finances recuperate a little bit. First few years we were in a minor deficit, but we had some events that allowed us to pick up some more finances, such as building some ships for Sweden and Persia. Though the Persian ships appear to be done now, they're finished, they're completed, and as my technology has progressed a bit, do I want to design a new heavy cruiser? The light cruisers are actually really good for the time being, though once we start getting into some combat, we'll see. The Russians they're already on their third head of admiralty. All right, we have torpedo upgrades. Persia would like to order 2 of the S1 class torpedo boats. Two torpedo boats at 63% profits. That's fine. I mean, they take 6 months. What is it? What is it? Okay. The torpedo propulsion is done. Small gun barrels 1. That's actually going to be also a very big upgrade. New riveting techniques. What's the new riveting technique going to do? Hull weight and ship flaws. That's actually kind of nice. A 5,000-ton heavy cruiser, and we're doing a 700-ton torpedo boat. I'm going to push the destroyers some more so that they get done quickly. And let's go into the ship design because we're going to want to, let me see here, we're going to want to view the S2. Now, I need to scroll down and show you what exactly is going to happen here, because what this is going to affect is the torpedoes. So we need to go down to armament, deck torpedo tubes, and see the range. Let me see here. Range is just under a kilometer for that torpedo tube. It's just under 1 kilometer. Okay, Everything else should be good. Standard nose fuse. Yes, we want the nose fuse because they're going to do more damage. Black powder, brown powder. I think I'm going to maybe leave that alone for now, though. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to refit. All right, so torpedo tubes are now at 1 point. So it was 0.3 kilometer range that was added to that. And I think the torpedo speed actually was improved a little bit too. Though, yes, 27 knots. I don't remember what it was before, but I know that um, those that upgrade improved the range of the torpedoes as well. Now, do I want to upgrade from brown powder to white powder? Let's see here, damage control. If I go to white powder, slight increase in flash fire chance. It actually reduces flooding chance, which is really nice. Increases range, accuracy, shell penetration, which it's kind of irrelevant on these, but that's okay. Now the gun cotton, on the other hand, increased chance of fire, but other than that, it's going to more shell damage, more HE shell damage specifically, and more fire chance, plus increased shell velocity. So yes, we're going to do that. 4.5 versus 3.5, and those are standard funnels, right? I think I put the standard funnels on there. Okay, so that's the S1s. I think these guys are probably pushing about their maximum efficiency. Didn't need them to range terribly far, 27 knots. They're getting to be about as good as they're going to get, these guys. At some point, I'm going to maybe design a stopgap torpedo boat, though theoretically, if I push the destroyer technology far enough, fast enough, I'll be able to just say, forget that. I'm going to go up to the next level of the torpedo boats. All right. So anyway, we've got torpedo boat number 3 now, which means I think I can take number 2. And actually we can, let me real quick check, yeah, the speed, so it's another 2 knots and another 0.3 of a kilometer on the range for those torpedo boats. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. I'll leave the shipyard. Okay, now we can take the S1-3s. What? Oh, it's because they're not in harbor. All right. So anyway, let's go ahead and take these. We'll just start refitting. So let me see here. We'll take the last ones. Go ahead. Wait a second. Don't I have? Am I still building? Yeah, I'm still building 2 more of those. So. And the naming sometimes is wonky. Like if you've upgraded one and then you go back and build some more, then the first one of that series would be the whatever the first one was again. It's kind of a weird little bug that's always been there. So let's see here. Refit. We'll go with the last. Yeah, the last 4. Proceed on that. Refit in 1 month. And then the next one, I'll go with the first 4. And then the last 2. Okay. So, politics, we're going to go at France again. We're going to try to increase that tension some more next turn. And, oh, that's nice too. Nickel steel armor, which is going to increase the cost but reduce the weight rather drastically. And then, of course, the armor cost is also going to go up. But the armor strength, so yeah, I do recommend, especially on your main warships. This is these armors are really big. Okay, my um, my naval prestige is kind of down in the hole right now. Okay. Now, if I look at his zone of control, if I go to I don't think that's going to do anything, to be honest. We're going to move these guys back to Emden. Just real quick. That'll give them, okay, by the time they get back there, okay. Oops. I accidentally left my research on the destroyers, but that's okay. Okay, okay. Oops, wait, what was that one? Was that? Aha, yes. Okay. Okay. Um, Destroyer design. Now. Mm, 8-inch casemates. I think, yeah, I think I'm going to want to go ahead and hit that hull strengthening now. It should get me the next level of battleship. Battleship number 2. It should be that. Um, let's go ahead and increase tension against France some more. Natural oil resources have been discovered in Galicia of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Well, that's good. Majority in Parliament calls for immediate action against the Russian Empire What is your reaction? Why? I don't really care to go up against the Russians, especially since I'm trying to push war with France right now. Okay, well, it's not working exactly as I'd want it to, but anyhow, 1 and 2, go ahead and move them. Um, okay, so those are commissioning. That's good. All right, research. What do we got for hull strengthening? Yeah, oh, it's the battleship 3. I don't know why these go out of order like this. Um, it's really odd. And just to kind of show you what's going to happen, like if you were to say, okay, well, I want to keep doing that, but I want to push this. Watch the hull construction. It's at 6 months now. It's at 8 months, right? And if you load up another one, then it goes to 10 months. And if you drop off the preferential focusing, it goes down to 4 months. So it's kind of why early on I like to do one. Certain times I'll do two. I used to do three, but that got to be too much. It was dragging down on everything else. So the percentages, the more you focus on, the less it spreads the rest of your research. So keep that in mind. Oh, I forgot. I had battleships that we're building. Let's go ahead and build another Kaiser Wilhelm II. That's 9 months. That's 4. So that's 5 months behind. That's fine. We'll launch him in Kiel. Or let's go to Wilhelmshaven. Let's launch him in Wilhelmshaven. Because by the time these two are done, I would like to move that fleet out of Kiel and around to Wilhelmshaven so that they're all in the North Sea. And also that actually did increase my fleet spending as well. So we got June. Let's go ahead and hit that. And then with July coming up, what I'll go ahead and do is I'll do another micro expansion on my docks. Indonesia signed a special alliance and trade agreement with France. Sweden wants to order a Kaiser Wilhelm II, and no, I'm not building battleships for anybody else right now. Oh, okay. No viewers right now, but that's all right. The overlays are still a little janky, I think. I think. All right. So anyway, yeah, we've got the refitted torpedo boats there. Hull strengthening is coming along in 2 months. Another month we're going to have turret mechanisms, which are good. 700-ton display. I think that's the last of the baseline torpedo boats that are just kind of like garbage ships. You throw them at them and hope for the best, basically. Oh no, and I didn't. Oh crap. That's okay. You know what? It's fine. I'm going to save up some money, I guess, and then what I'll go ahead and do is at the start of 1894, I'll go ahead and do a whole year anti-submarine early. Persia wants 3 of the nymphs at 121% in the positive. Yeah, well, we'll go ahead and do that. I'll build light cruisers for them. It is a good light cruiser platform. As a matter of fact, I think the German light cruisers were the most often copied around that era. If I take that off and I put it back over here, we're still at 1 month. Good. See, if it's very, very close like that, then what I'll do is I'll just say, okay, I don't need to focus on that anymore, and I'll go back to the other one that I was trying to work on. We got the 3-inch guns coming up to Mark II here soon. That'll be another reason to take the old battleships back, maybe refit them. And then I don't know, should I have 2, maybe 3? Early on, maybe 2 main battle fleets, maybe two main task forces. I mean, the Kaiser Wilhelm II is going to have how many? It's got 8 of those 3-inch class guns. Those could also be upgraded. 794 crew versus 857 crew. Oh, that does remind me. What is my my average crew is cadet. Can I bump this up to 35 without too much? No, I can't. Okay, we'll leave that alone for now. Crew training does become rather crucial, especially as you get into wars and things like that. So keep that in mind as well. I'm going to go ahead and increase the tension against France some more. Let's see if we can't spark this war. Political party has won the majority in parliament, wants to push through a bill to reduce financing to the fleet. Well, okay. Bracketing salvo too, that's actually also going to be huge. Sweden wants to order one of the Wittelsbachs. No. Relations with France have deteriorated some more. So we got to get some action happening here. Okay, 1 more month, and I'll start on the last of the Kaiser Wilhelm II's. Okay, so we got hull strengthening. Yeah, maybe, well, no, that's fine. I'm going to get those common pointed ballistite. I'd have to compare that to the white powder. Made from 2 high explosive nitrocellulose and nitroglycerin, whereas, let me see here, it's much better range, much better penetration, less accuracy though. I don't like that. Reduced flash fire chance. Let me see here. More powerful propellant than white powder, relatively safer, but because highly unstable when ignited, therefore riskier to store in a ship. With the ballistite propellant, shell trajectories can become exceptionally flat at all ranges, improving the penetration strength against heavy side armor. However, the increased gun erosion affects negatively the gun accuracy. Right? So it's much more volatile. Maybe I'll stick with the white powder for the time being, but it's good to know that that's coming up. it might be ballistite. Honestly, might be better for the heavy ships because of the range and the penetration, but the base accuracy, it erodes the barrels too much. We'll see. We'll see. All right. So anyway, moving on. Uh-huh. Harper. Oh, the CPC is an HE shell type, which that can be effective in certain circumstances. Um, it just depends. It depends on what you want to do. Typically, I don't really utilize them too terribly much. Serbia signed a special lines and trade agreement with the British Empire after a long period of good relations with each other. So Britain gets all of those nice little bonuses from Serbia. Sweden wants to order a Wittelsbach. No, I'm not building battleships for anybody. Military conflict. Qatar has taken up arms and tried to gain control of Qatar that is currently occupied by the Ottoman Empire. Belgium canceled alliance with the Russian Empire due to recent negative effects that affected their relations. Oh, that's okay. Hmm. Okay, so ship design, we got one more Kaiser Wilhelm II to build. We're going to build one, and we are going to launch it in Wilhelmshaven. Okay, 2 turns on commissioning in Kiel. Okay, and actually the heavy cruiser is also, the Baden is also over here, which reminds me, the Cormoran, I need to refit that ship. So let's go ahead and proceed. I've only got 3 heavy cruisers right now. I don't know how I should feel about that. And just to show you, the Battleship 3 is going to look more like an oversized one of the heavy cruisers. Which it might be a better hull design overall. I think it actually is. The hull form is 82. The stability. No, it's not as stable. The hull form is a lot better. The floatability is not as good. The stability is not as good. The resistance, however, is a lot better. And sustained speed while turning, of course, is also going to be better. It's a little bit more visible on the surface, but overall, I think the hull it's quite a bit better as a hull is concerned. As far as the hull is concerned, yes, I think it's going to be quite a bit better. So anyway, it's interesting. There's a little ladder there up to a platform. I have no idea what that platform is for. Anyway, probably to service those air intakes and such. But anyway, it just looks like an oversized heavy cruiser hull, right? So anyway. Okay. That'll be one of the next ones that I decide to upgrade though. But right now I've got 2 decent, I think, base hulls that we can work with. Okay. Okay. "13-inch guns." I think I'm gonna do a small gun upgrade next. Just as soon as depending on actually what's gonna come up with those destroyers. Wow, they took control of Ecuador? Huh. Okay. We're at -87. Okay, so the Kaiser Wilhelm. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. I can get that down to 2 months. You can get that down to 2 months. So we'll let that ride. I want to see what's going to come up with the destroyers first. Once I know what direction that's taking. France, let's go ahead and increase that tension some more. And the Kaiser Wilhelms are going to be okay, I think, for now, in combat. However, again, we'll have to see what the French put together. Besides, the French also have a lot of colonial power that I would like to. Let me see here. You need a minimum. At least you did. You needed a minimum of like 100,000 tons to launch naval invasions, which actually reminds me. I think you actually have to have the technology researched before you can take places. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work on destroying his fleet. Maybe setting up a blockade. If I have fleets here, here, and in the Western Mediterranean, I can set up a blockade and kind of starve him out. We shall see. Anyway, that's something for down the road. 15,000 tons. What was the maximum tonnage on that hull anyway? The battleship. You have to go into the shipyard to figure that out. Anyway, politics. I did go ahead and improve tension, so let's go ahead and see what happens. And I will be right back. All right, so hopefully you've had time to read that, but if not, in a foreign press conference, you've been severely criticized by Russian Empire's Admiral of the Navy. What is your reaction? Well, it's kind of going to be unavoidable unless I want to just go with unrest. Find it unhonorable to talk about someone when he is not present, and I kind of do. The Prime Minister believes that our Navy's crew level training is inadequate. Crew training level, rather, sorry. How do you respond to his opinion? You agree and persuade him to allocate more funds for Navy training specialists and other needed materials, so that increases the naval budget. You disagree. Convince him that our Navy's crew is more than ready to defend the country. Advise him to deal with the government's corruption problems and not interfere in Navy's procedures. I think I'm going to go with I think the Navy really is. I think my Navy's good to go. Oh, wow. So the Russians are now on their fourth. Yeah, Karl's off. That's what you get for dissing me in public. It said, yeah, okay, yeah, you're fired, buddy. Oh, man. Sweden wants 3 of the Cormoran-class heavy cruisers. They're going to pay 25% in advance and then an amount after delivery. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, let's see what happens because the situation with France is rapidly deteriorating. We're down at negative 92. Oh, my technology level is very advanced. Yes, the French are going to have problems, I think. Let me see here. Still don't know what's going to come up with those destroyers. Tell you what, I'm going to shave that. We'll see where it goes in 2 months. If I can get it back up there after that, that's great. Politics, finances, fleet. We got. I have 2. No, I don't have 2 of them yet. But once I do get 2 of them, I can send them around to Wilhelmshaven to pick up the other 2 when they're done. And that way they're there in the North Sea and ready to go on France. All right, so next turn. Center Party won again and retains control of the government. All right. All right, we've got Ballistite too. So maybe. Sweden wants 2 of the Nymph-class light cruisers. Sweden doesn't pay as much as Persia. That's okay. I can afford it. Okay. It's down to 2 months, and then it goes to 3 months if I do that. So let's just go ahead and finish this off. All right. Advanced big funnels in 5 months. That's actually going to be really important for the big ships, like the battleships and stuff. My monthly balance is down, but that's okay because I'm building ships for other people. Which does remind me, I'm going to go ahead and implement a micro build here. Or do I want to go ahead and build just for a whole year? 78 million, that's kind of a lot. Let's do a micro build. And we're in the whole 5 million, which is fine. It's fine. We started off with 176 million and now we're at 304 million. So money's not really an issue right now. Might be. Now, you'll also notice that this increment is changing less and less. That's because transport capacity can only be so much. You do hit a you do hit a point of diminishing returns. I keep it cranked up though because hey, let's face it, during wartime, your transport lanes get pillaged and stuff like that, so it happens. And what I am going to have to do. Oh, our unrest is at 0. Hell. Uh, Saito Sumiyoshi is replaced. About time. He's only been up for review 5 or 6 times, I think. All right, 3-inch Mark IIs. Wow, so the Libyans liberated themselves from, let me see here, yes, Libya. There they are. So Libya is actually becoming a little bit of a power in the region. One of the minor powers, but a power nonetheless. We got 1 more month for the Württemberg, and then it's going to be 2 months to commission, if I'm not mistaken. So we got the small guns. Let's go back to destroyer design. 13-inch guns. I don't think I ever built anything that big. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Let's see if we can't tip this thing into a war. France is on good terms with Britain, but they're not at 100%. And they're not liked by too many other people. Maybe a little bit by Spain. But anyway, will the Navy be ready? We'll see. The building new ships thing seems is taking a lot longer. France has sent an ultimatum, yes, demanding to withdraw our fleet that is operating near their borders, claiming it threatens their trade lines with neighboring countries. Let's see here. No, I think this is an absolute disgrace. So let's get this party started, shall we? Our fishermen complain that they are getting harassed by British Empire military ships in every possible way. Let's go ahead and I don't want to send a naval. Let's do. Let's send an official protest. We'll try to do this. Military awareness is spreading across the world. Government wishes to demonstrate our power by conducting naval exercises close to the enemy. Let me see here. I'm gonna say that act carefully, guys, and don't provoke Japan. So, the British were down 19 with the British, down 15 with the United States, increased by 10 with Russia, increased by 19 with Italy, increased by 11 with Austro-Hungarian Empire, minus 19 with Japan. Well, that was a good thing then. Negative with the Spanish Empire, and increased with the Chinese Empire. Okay. All right, so now we are at war with the French. That's normal. He's commissioning, so it's just pretty much just in time that the new ships are being done. And our good. We're gonna get the torpedo boat destroyer, which is the big one. That's one of the big ones. That's the one that I wanted to get to. Now there's going to be a lot of those, which means that torpedo tubes are going to need to be upgraded sooner rather than later. But right now we've got singles, which is fine. Single tube is fine for now. It's going to work. Okay. Well, now we got our war, and our monthly balance is stellar. So, do I want to go ahead and design a new battleship? I think the answer is yes. We're going to go ahead and do a new design. What's the maximum? I think the maximum size on this is like 16,000 tons or something like that. I don't know. Let's see here. Actually, it runs all the way up to 17,000, but 15,000 is as big as shipyard as I've got. So, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to do a 12,000 ton ship. The speed is going to be 17 knots, not to push it too hard. Standard bulkhead, standard crew. The beam, let's do a 3% increase on the beam, make it a little fatter, a little bit more stable, and we'll do a 5% increase on the draft. So 12,000 tons. Oh, Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so the draft, let's go to 4%, and we'll say 12,500 tons. All right. Now, what do we want to do here? We're going to want to do aim speed accuracy. Let's go with maybe. We'll go with the middle of the road. We'll go with the tower number 2. Oh, and that actually ladder, that ladder actually does go right up there, and we'll go with the biggest of the rear towers that we can put on there. Okay. Now for main guns. Do I want 12s? Or do we want to stick with 11s? 11 to 12% and 12 to 13%. Though the rate of fire is really, really bad. We're going to go with finder. We're going to go with armor, and we're going to go with a engine. Can't do much else other than that right now. Let's see here. Put an 11 down here for do sometimes just to play around with what's what. There. Okay. Let's go with hydraulic turrets. Reloading. Standard shells for now. 11, 12, or 12, 13 with a 5.5 rate of fire versus a 6.4 rate of fire. 6.4 goes down to 6.1 or 5.8. 8 to 6.1. It's not much of a difference, really. Okay. 6.4 with heavy shells. 6.1. Yeah, you know what? Let's stick with the for can always upgrade them later. Okay. We'll do that. So we're going to use, do I want to try this? Let's see here. Base accuracy, this is negative base accuracy, so the base accuracy is 4. But the difference is, what? What's the difference? 6.1. Does that give any kind of reloading? Actually, it's shell penetration. So let me see here at looking at 5,000 meters right now. That's 1.7 to 15.1. 1.7 to 14.8. Honestly, it's not much of a loss. The shell cost is less. The shell weight is less. The penetration is good enough. Increase the accuracy and range. Okay. The ballistite is just going to give it more range. And let's go ahead and take a look at, we're going to go ahead with gun cotton. Okay, so armoring, I'm going to go with 12 inches and 6 inches. Fore and aft. And these things are notorious for this. This freaking, the weighting sucks. I'm going to go with 1.5 on the main deck. I'm going to go with 1 inch on the fore deck and 1.5 on the aft deck. The aft belt we can go ahead and over armor as well, just a little bit to help balance it out. 14 inch on the conning tower, and the superstructure we'll leave at 1.5. Okay, casement armor on top, 1 inch. Okay. Turret armor. Oh, wow. The turret armor got closed out. That's what it was. Okay, so let's see about 14 on the turrets, 2 inches on the top, and the barbette. We're going to go ahead and max that out. The 5-inch guns. Again, we're going to max it. We'll take it down to 7, actually. We'll leave it at 7 inches. 2 inches on top, and the barbette. We're going to put as much as we can on that barbette. Speaking of barbette, steel armor and a citadel. Do we want to put a citadel on this thing? Yes, we do. And the citadel armor is really just going to be splinter protection right now. But the other thing is that it's increasing the armor quality, so that's a big plus. All right, so let me see here. We want 88 millimeter guns, and that's fly, is it? Okay. Okay. Well, 688s. That's probably really good. No, put that back. can do to make up for that is put 88s in the rearmost sponson on a casement. All right, there we go. 5-inch guns are going to be 105s. The 11-inch guns are going to stay there, and the 4-inch guns, of course, are going to be 105 millimeter guns. All right, so let's see here. Casement armor, we're going to go with just 1 inch on the top. Splinter protection, and then these don't get any kind of armoring. These 88s don't get any kind of armoring. Okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3 secondary calibers. Theoretically, oh, I do need funnels. 68%, 11-inch guns with heavy shells. 9.7 to 11. What about problem with lights though is that they're only punching 13 inches of armor, but it's a much greater rate of fire. So why don't we go with heavies? All right, heavies are going to do more damage. And it's punching 14, almost 15 inches of armor. All right. That engine efficiency, though, that's killing me. I had to make the ship a little wider, though, I do believe. Actually, no, I didn't. Let me see here. Beam. If I go to 0%. Okay. And 12,000, 12,250. Okay. And the draft, we can pump the draft up to 5%, and we'll say 12,500 again. 12,500 tons. Or bare minimum. Engine efficiency goes back. So 12,250 tons. Gets the engine efficiency up to that. Oh, hi. Sorry, it's where the thing is positioned. Shalina, hello, how are you? Oh, never mind. Okay, let me see here. The only other thing I could do is drop back on the speed a little bit. That would help with engine efficiency, but I might be waiting for... Oh. Well, that's weird because it says I have no viewers and yet you're still there. So, hi. So far so good. 96%. Standard bulkheads. Draft. Speed. We'll go with 12.5. Engine efficiency is tough to get on the big ships early. Originally from Maryland. Let me see here. I think that's going to be about that. So let's go ahead and save this design, and we'll get into more balanced ships later as we get better and better hulls. So anyway, that's that. Yeah, same part of the world then, huh? Like Richmond, Roanoke. Ah. There seems to be a lot of us these days. Let me see here. Oh, commissioning at 100%. So does that mean that I can take and move to Wilhelmshaven? No, see, I can't do that yet. Okay. I hope to get there at some point. I've got my 12 little followers right now. But then again, I haven't really been at this terribly long either, so I'm just getting into it. Any tips? Any suggestions as to how to get more? Yeah, actually, I was just asking that, right? So, well, thank you, thank you for the follow. It helps. Every little bit helps, right? As one person I've heard say before, it appeases the algorithm gods. All right, we'll see. Oh no, the British, the United States, Japan, and Spain. Oh, this might not be going. This might not end so well. Okay. All right. We do have a battle here, so I think what I'm going to do is I'll wind up breaking this up. Maybe this battle shouldn't take long, like 1 to 2 hours max, and that's how you can maintain average view rate. Yeah, that's what I've been working on. The DayZ thing is a little different because those streams, it's tough to do that. It's tough to do DayZ for like an hour, but these, yeah, this is what I'm doing. So 1 hour, which actually, let me go ahead and fight this and custom logo because it attracts the gaming audience. Logo is the first thing you just have to follow. Yeah, and that's something. That's something that I actually need to. Yeah. Anyway. Good ideas. Good ideas. Oh, this isn't going to be a. Wow. Okay. Well, because there's no warships, so. And then port damage to La Havre. Okay, so they've done they've done some minor things to Ultimate Admiral here. So Sweden wants another one of the cormorants. Sure. I mean, ideas are always good, so move these ships into Wilhelmshaven. All of them move. Okay. So the French are invading southern Germany. That could be a problem. Where do I want to go? One heavy cruiser. Move ships. I'm going to go ahead and bring them out. And I'm going to go ahead and bring these guys over to here. That way I can get them doing what they need to do. What sort of ship am I like? It's one light cruiser. Okay. Okay. Well, it's good to know that you're a graphic designer, but like a picture of me with a control, that's not exactly what I was looking at doing. I have some ideas. It's just a matter of putting them together. Maybe talk to a buddy of mine who's also a graphic designer. Like I said, I'm just getting started with this, so I'm trying to actually nail down my streaming first. So anyway, I'm going to create a little bit of a break here. If that's all right. Yeah, I'm at about an hour and 7 minutes. So I'm going to create a break, and then we'll come back after the break. So would I like to see your work? I mean, if you want to like show me some examples of what you can do. See, I don't have Instagram. Anyway, I'm going to create a little break here, and I'll be right back after the break. So sit tight, and we'll be back.